Good afternoon, everybody. This is a video for the OpenSUSE Aeon community. In particular, those of us who, like myself, have an existing OpenSUSE Aeon, OpenSUSE MicroOS desktop installation, because I'm getting closer and closer to releasing these new style of images. And everybody's been asking me, what does that mean about my existing installation? Do I need to reinstall, etc., etc.? So I want to show you how that reinstallation looks, the process you go through, and more importantly, how the system is designed to take care of most of the things yourself, so there is very little you need to do. So here we are with my test laptop. It has an existing MicroOS desktop installation. You can tell it's got the old tumbleweed wallpaper. It's got a user account called old MicroOS desktop user. That user account has a password, and it's got a home directory with a folder called all my data, and it's got a couple of additional applications installed, such as LibreOffice. So a typical MicroOS desktop installation. So the first thing you'll have to do is download the new Aeon ISOs, images when they exist, and put them on a USB stick. I've done that already. The USB stick is already in the laptop. And first thing you may notice when you put it into an existing machine is you get a partition mounted for Ignition. This is an advanced feature for folk who want to use it. Basically, the installation media will fully support having ignition or combustion configuration on the USB stick. So if you want to do any fancy alterations on the first boot of your fresh installed Aeon, you just plop your ignition config or your combustion config in there, and it'll be ready to be used on first boot. We're not going to use it in the demo here because I don't want to do any fancy customization. I want to show you what the vanilla out of the box stuff is, but I wanted to mention it and show it off because it's kind of cool that it's there. That's all you have to do to start playing with ignition and combustion. So USB stick is in the drive. Going to reboot my MicroOS desktop installation. Yes, I want to reboot it. Pressing the button on my laptop to bring up a one-time boot menu for the USB stick. Booting off the USB stick. Picking to boot off the Aeon installer. As you can see, boots nice and quickly and nice and quietly. And this is off a USB stick, so it's booting slower than it normally would. Here we have Aeon and our nice shiny new installer. You click the install now to install. On a laptop like this one, which has more than one hard disk, you get this menu picking which disk do you want to install in. On a laptop with only one disk, you don't see this, it automatically picks the disk you want. Whichever disk you pick, it then probes it and detects, do you have an existing installation in there? It finds the existing installation and offers to back up the home directories, user accounts, Wi-Fi passwords, etc. So you click yes if you want to back that up. This then backs all of that data up to the USB stick, so it does take a little while, and of course the more data you have in your home directories, the longer this is going to take. The process of installing Aeon is incredibly quick. The process of backing up your home directories, maybe not so much, but that's fine. You don't have to be doing this that often, hopefully. And of course, the faster the USB stick, the faster this all goes. If you use a USB stick which is too small for the home directories you might wish to back up, you don't see any of this that you've seen so far. Like, it will just offer the disk and offer to wipe everything on the disk and be on your merry way. So you only see the option to back up and restore if you have a USB stick that is big enough to back up and restore to. I can't remember how big the home directories are on this test system. $3 GB sounds like about right. Yeah, in the background this is using BTRS send and receive, so it's a complete perfect copy of everything there. Any fancy attributes, any fancy containers, anything funky or complicated you may have done in your home subvolume, it's backing it all up exactly the same way and keeping that on the USB stick in a BTRFS subvolume pristine as possible. So there's the backup done. Then offers to install Aeon on the disk you've selected, and warning you that proceeding will fully erase the disk because we're deploying a whole image on there. And then here we are deploying the image. This takes about 2 minutes. Of course, will be faster if you use a faster USB stick, will be faster if you have a faster hard disk in your laptop. And I wouldn't worry about the amount of gigabytes this is reporting, because it is deploying images, it's deploying, entire partitions, most of which are mostly empty. So that's where sort of the large gigabyte numbers are coming from. An actual Aeon install on this image is approximately 1.8 gigabytes in size, and in fact we have BTRFS compression turned on, so it's more like 800 megabytes. So yeah, you've plenty of space on your disk for everything else, but it does need to have some kind of partition layout, so it's deploying all of that. And then the image has been deployed, so it is restoring the home partition or home subvolume back to the same disk. Restoring is way quicker than backing it up, and that is it. Installation is now complete. The system is now going to reboot. This laptop for some reason likes to take its sweet time rebooting sometimes, but that isn't typical. There we go. And the installer has gone and set that new disk to be the next boot target, so no messing around with the UEFI to stop booting off the USB stick. This is now booting to your fresh Aeon installation. Because it is the first boot, it is showing in the corner there, please wait, because this takes a little bit longer. On this laptop, a typical Aeon installation is about 10 seconds or something up until user space, like incredibly quick. But the first boot, there's stuff that needs to be done. Things like SE Linux relabeling, so you get the occasional error message up there. But a typical Aeon install, completely quiet at this point. And there we go. That is the restoration and reinstallation done. So it's an entirely fresh installation, all new binaries, all new partition layout, everything new, but the user account is still there. It is still using the same password it used to use. It logs in. The old wallpaper is gone. That's because in the case of the demo, the old wallpaper was a system wallpaper. If this was in your home directory, it would have been fine. As you can see, all of the applications are still there, exactly as they should be. All of the users' files are still there, exactly as they should be. The Wi-Fi automatically connected because it remembered the Wi-Fi passwords from the old system and copied them across as well. So that's it really. I hope to have these images out soon. I'm just about to send all of this stuff to factory to start getting it into OpenQA and all of that. But yeah, that's what a reinstallation of Aeon on top of MicroOS Desktop is going to look like. I hope you will like it.